My mom left for Europe when I was 11 years old with only $20 in my hand. I spent a month with an empty house, cold walls, and silent nights. But when she came back and opened my bedroom door, her breath stopped. "You'll be back in 2 weeks, right?" I had asked, standing in the kitchen. I was 11 years old. I had just set my small pink backpack down on the sofa. Mom closed her suitcase and said, "It's just a trip. Going to Europe. You'll be fine." "How am I supposed to stay alone?" I asked. "You're grown up now," she replied. "There's food in the fridge. Mrs. Carter is next door. And here." She pulled $20 out of her purse and placed it in my hand. "Just 20. I asked. "If this story already feels close to your heart, stay with me. Subscribe and walk this journey with me. You won't want to miss what happens next." She rolled her eyes. "Are you kidding me? That's for emergencies. Don't be dramatic. I'm late for the airport." And that was it. She left. I stood in the driveway when the Uber arrived. She didn't even look back. I waved, but she was already on her phone talking to someone. The car turned the corner. The house went silent. The first day felt strange. I turned on the TV and raised the volume so the house wouldn't feel empty. That night I left all the lights on. I closed my bedroom door when I tried to sleep, but I couldn't. Every sound felt louder than it should have been, even the hum of the refrigerator. On the second day I ate cereal. When the milk ran out, I took $5 from the 20 and walked to the corner store to buy more. The cashier looked at me and asked, "You here by yourself?" "Yes," I said. He just stared for a moment. I hurried back home. I kept going to school. At the bus stop, other kids stood with their parents. One mom would bring coffee. One dad would zip up a jacket. I stood there alone. One day my friend Lily asked, "Where's your mom?" "She's on vacation," I said. Lily laughed. "Lucky." I didn't say anything. The nights were the hardest. I did my homework at the kitchen table and loaded the dishwasher myself. I watched YouTube videos to figure out how to use the washing machine. I did my own laundry. One night the power went out. I searched for a flashlight, but the batteries were weak. I sat on the living room couch and waited in the dark. I texted my mom. "Power is out." No reply. I texted again, "I'm scared." It wasn't even seen. 1 week passed. Then another. The food in the fridge started disappearing. I began eating peanut butter sandwiches. $15 of the 20 were already gone. I started calculating how many days the rest would last. I was 11 years old, sitting with a calculator. In the third week, the school counselor called me into her office. "Everything okay at home?" she asked. "Yes," I said. "You seem tired." I shrugged. "I stay up late." She didn't ask anything else. By the fourth week I had changed. I had learned to check the front door locks every night. I had learned to take the garbage out on the right day. I could tell the time by the sound of the neighbor's lawn mower. I didn't jump at every noise anymore. I had just grown quiet. One night I opened my mom's Facebook account. She had posted pictures. Paris. Standing in front of the Eiffel Tower. The caption read, "Finally living my life." I stared at the screen and whispered, "And what about mine?" I didn't leave a comment. I just locked my phone. When she came back at the end of the month, it was Sunday. I was making breakfast. Eggs. I had learned how to cook them properly. A taxi stopped in the driveway. I looked out the window. She was laughing, wearing sunglasses. The door opened. "I'm home," she called loudly. I walked out of the kitchen. "Hi." She looked me up and down. "You okay? Why is the house so quiet?" "The house was always quiet," I said. She laughed like I was joking. "Come here." He tried to hug me. I stood stiff. "Did you miss me?" she asked. I didn't answer. "I kept your room clean," I said instead. "Good. Take my luggage upstairs." I lifted the suitcase. She followed me up the stairs. When she reached the hallway, she stopped. My bedroom door was half open. "What is this?" she said. I pushed the door fully open. The room was empty. My bed was gone. My dresser was gone. The posters had been taken off the walls. The closet was empty. There was only a small table in the middle of the room and on it an envelope. She stepped inside. "Where is your stuff?" "I sold it," I said. He turned to me. "What?" "I had to pay rent, utilities, groceries. $20 wasn't enough." Her breath seemed to catch. "Have you lost your mind?" You're 11 years old. Exactly, I said. She walked to the envelope and opened it. Inside were receipts. Printouts of Craigslist listings. A handwritten list. Milk, bread, electricity bill, water bill. How did you even do this? She asked. I watched YouTube. She stood in the empty space where my bed used to be, like she couldn't process what she was seeing. I gave you Mrs. Carter's number. She went to Florida. Silence filled the room. Slowly she asked, Did you tell anyone? I looked her in the eyes. Yes. Her face changed. Who? The school counselor. He took a step back. Why would you do that? She asked if everything was okay at home. I said no. At that exact moment another car pulled into the driveway. I looked out the window. A blue sedan. Child Protective Services. He saw it too. Who is that? They're here, I said. The doorbell rang. She looked at me. What did you do? I survived. She went downstairs. I stood at the top of the stairs. The door opened. A woman stepped in holding a clipboard. Hi, I'm Ms. Reynolds. We received a report. There must be some mistake, my mom said with a nervous laugh. Ma'am, your daughter has been alone for 4 weeks. It was just a short trip. Without supervision. With $20. Silence. We need to talk. I walked down slowly. Ms. Reynolds looked at me. Hi. Are you okay? Yes, I said. She's exaggerating, my mom snapped. Kids do that. I'm not exaggerating, I said louder than I ever had before. Ms. Reynolds turned to her. Ma'am, we'll need you to come to the office tomorrow. My mom glared at me. You've ruined my life. You started it, I said. The next few weeks were full of meetings, questions, paperwork, investigations. I moved temporarily to my aunt's house. She took me to Walmart and bought real groceries. She waved at me in the school pickup line. For the first time, someone was actually there to pick me up. One day my mom called. Are you happy now? That's a question you should ask yourself, I said. I was trying to live my life. So was I answered. The case wasn't simple. She had to take parenting classes. The court gave her a warning. I was given a choice, stay with my aunt or go back. We sat across from each other in a small office room. I'll do better, she said. How? I asked. She had no answer. You left me, I said. It was just a month. For me it wasn't just a month. It was my whole childhood. In the end I chose to stay with my aunt. My mom was given supervised visits once a week. She would bring gifts sometimes. I stayed polite, distant. Today I'm 30 years old. I'm sitting at my kitchen table with a cup of coffee. I have children of my own. When I walk them to the school bus, I stay there until the bus turns the corner. Always look back. My contact with my mom is limited now. She still travels. Sometimes she sends postcards. The last one said, I hope you understand me someday. I never replied. I understand. I just don't forgive. And whenever someone asks me, how did you become so independent? I answer simply, practice. At 11 years old, in an empty house with cold walls, I learned that if someone hands you $20 and walks away, you either break, or you grow up. I grew up. If this story touched your heart or reminded you of your own strength, please take a moment to like and subscribe. Your support helps these stories reach others who need them. Thank you for staying until the end, for listening, and for being part of this journey with me.